So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this Elk Ridge Bushcraft knife and give it a quick little review. Once it's actually nice out here, I can get outside a little bit. Now we kind of have everything set away for the winter, so I'm not going to do too much stuff with this, but it's just going to be a quick little review of this Elk Ridge Bushcraft knife. So this Elk Ridge Bushcraft knife is labeled as the ER555, I believe, and it comes in different handles. You can get, I think it's made out of plastic, and they have black, green, and tan. I chose the pack of wood because I think the wood looks better. Now I'm going to discuss the sheath really quick. I actually don't hate this sheath, if you can believe that. The back has the nice belt loop on it, and it's got Velcro so that you can take it off or put it on without having to undo your belt, and that's always nice. I hate Velcro, but that is a nice touch. And then on the back it has a couple Velcro straps, so you can strap it to a pack and wear it, or you can even wear it scout style if you'd like. And the fact that they give you those other options is actually quite nice. And there are a couple holes at the bottom, and they string on about 7 feet of paracord, and it was real paracord and not nylon rope, which is something no company ever seems to do. And they had one of those little squeeze things that you put on there. I took that cord off and I put it in the pocket, but the pocket is just a clip on there that says Elk Ridge Bushcraft, and it's actually a nice clip. It's nice and round, so it ain't gonna catch. I wish that they would have put a snap or something on here, because things can fall out. But I got everything crammed in here so tight that it won't. And just to discuss some of the stuff that comes with it, you do get a ferro rod with it. It's not gonna be the greatest one in the world by any means, but this knife is about $20. You can usually find it for about $20 to $30. I'll post a link in the description for you to go buy one of your own if you want. And it also comes with a striker that says Elk Ridge Bushcraft. I absolutely hate these strikers, and I will not use it for the ferro rod, but I do keep it in here, and it has an alternative purpose. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see if I can dig this out. This is the paracord that comes with it. I like to keep it like this so I can just pull the end and it'll just unravel. And like I said, it's about maybe 7 feet, but it is actual 550 cord, and other companies need to take notice of that. It's nice to have real paracord, and it's quite shocking for a budget knife at that. And then the last thing it comes with is a sharpening stone. It's a very rough stone. I do not like these at all. It's better than nothing, but I would rather find a natural rock or something to sharpen it on than use this. But in a pinch, it will do. And the sheath holds the knife with a snap, thankfully not Velcro. And it does have like a plastic insert in here. And it holds the knife in very well. The strap, the retention strap, is very nice on the handle. This is not going anywhere, and it actually looks pretty nice too. It's just cheap nylon, but it does have the plastic inserts, and it feels well made and solid. So all in all, I actually like the sheath. But now let's discuss the knife itself. So this is the Elk Ridge ER555 Bushcraft knife, and I gotta be careful because I almost just hit my finger, and this is very sharp. I have not touched this up yet, and it came extremely sharp. The one thing I don't like on it is this coating. Like, part of me likes it and part of me doesn't like it. It's meant for like striking matches and the ferro rod, and I'm probably gonna remove that at some point. I don't know. It is very textured, so if you do baton with it, that might cause a little bit of resistance when you're batoning. I don't plan on batoning with this knife because it's just not something I tend to do. I have hatchets and axes, so I never really need to baton. I usually just do it to test out knives for videos like this, but I'm not going to do that today because I don't have any logs around here. But the handle on it, like I said, this one is pack of wood, but it feels very comfortable. It's like the perfect size for my hand. And even if I went with the other scales on it, it would have been very nice. It's a little slippery, but that's okay. I mean, you're not going to slip, so it ain't going anywhere. And as far as using the spine for a ferro rod, since it comes with one, I don't use the spine of it. I think you should use this little indentation there. And we're going to test that out right now. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. It is shooting sparks. I'm also quite cold, so it's going to take me a minute to get it adjusted just right, but it does shoot sparks quite well. I know if I was trying to light a fire, I wouldn't be shooting it like that. I'd probably pull back on it, but it does work quite well, and it is nice to have in there. And the steel on here is listed as 440. It doesn't say if it's 440A or C or whatever. Now, the general consensus is it's 440A, but considering that it takes such a nice edge, I'm probably going to guess that it's 440C. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't know. That's just my assumption. But it is a very nice knife. It is full tang, but it does have a few cutouts, I guess you could say, in the handle. And you can see how it has screws on here and not pins. And that is the exact reason why I say to keep this with it and don't just throw this out, because it fits in here like a screwdriver. And if you open the handle up, there's a little surprise in there. So I'm going to open this handle up real quick and then we'll talk about that. So I got the screws unscrewed. You can see the bottom one's gone. Now, you may not know this if you buy this knife, so it's good to watch videos like this to let you know, because they don't exactly tell you this. But if you open the handle, you can see how that's kind of hollowed out a little in there too. And inside the handle is this handy little compartment here. And they were nice enough to throw in a few matches, a couple sewing needles, and some thread. Now, this isn't anything spectacular, and these matches are probably awful, but it's nice that they put a little something in here. And you can put other stuff in here and make your own little kit. And you can see they have the other cutouts here. You can put some tinder in there, and then when you start a fire, you have that ready. Now, one reason I don't recommend batoning with it is because since this is cut out here for putting extra stuff in there, it makes this a weak point on the knife. So when you're batoning with it, this could potentially snap. But it is about 4.5 millimeters thick, so it is a very thick knife, and I don't think you're gonna break it, but you know, any knife could break, especially with the stress of batoning. But as far as a budget bushcraft knife goes, I actually really like this, and I seriously only paid like $20 for this, and it comes with a lot of stuff, and it's not great stuff, but it's usable stuff. And even if you pay about $30 for this knife, it's still a fantastic, you know, bushcraft knife. And granted, it's not a high-end knife, but if you're a beginner bushcrafter, or if you just want a cheap knife that you can take out in the woods and beat on and rely on, but not be too mad if it breaks or if you lose it, this is a fantastic knife. Now, one thing I want to do real quick, I should have done this before I took the handle scales off because this isn't exactly comfortable to hold. I just kind of want to test the sharpness on this piece of dead hardwood. This stuff is very dry and very hard to carve, so I'm just going to make a few cuts in this and see how it goes. Now, that's not bad at all, considering that it is a hollow grind. I know a lot of people don't like hollow grind. I'm quite used to it because I have a lot of cheap knives, and most cheap knives do have a hollow grind, so that doesn't bother me at all. But it is very sharp because this wood is really hard, and it's difficult to do that even with a good knife. So yeah, it makes a great beginner's bushcraft knife. It makes a great beater bushcraft. It's something that you could take out. It'll get the job done, no problem. And you don't really have to worry about beating on an expensive knife. And it's got a nice sheath for it. It comes with a nice little kit. And all in all, for $20 to $30, you just can't go wrong with it. And I would sit out here and beat on this, but it's getting pretty cold, so I'm going to end this video here. But I very much do approve of this knife. And to be completely honest with you, I've had a few Elk Ridge knives. I actually like them. Elk Ridge seems to make good stuff for very cheap. Not all cheap knives suck. And just because it's made in China doesn't mean it's going to be bad. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to end this video now. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And anything else you want to add, let me know in the comments down below.